Okay, another thing I noticed is that my audio is off when I try to upload, and I believe this has to do with being, I don't know if okay, in my next video I'll try the MPEG 2, format, and then, the next one I change it manually, to AVI and see if that works. I don't have a converter, I'm just gonna change the extension and see if that works. So anyways, I was just discussing about circles and stuff and where that sort of term comes from. It's okay, Rusty. She's also they're sort of both in heat, I guess. You can kind of see them wandering over there. But yeah, so I was talking about circles and stuff, and that's where the term came from. A few other things. What else do I want to talk about? Because I can get into stuff. Now that I have this cam and this mic, it may be suckish, but I would like to get into a lot of different things. What else? Well, let's talk about, I could go on. There's certain things that are just dumb, so if people are like, let's discuss, I don't know, I don't know anything particular that I'm leaving that, but people sort of like misconceptual and all kind of things. You know what I mean, Rashi? She knows what I mean. She's going, these are their little bunk beds at night because I can't, I don't want to get kicked out of here. So I freaking, at night, sometimes they meow really loud or be running around knocking things over. They climb up in that closet on that top shelf over there, and they'll go crazy, and you saw them earlier, but that's nothing compared to sometimes it gets cold and stuff, and they go crazy in the cold, so they sometimes, and so they climb things and knock things over and make noise. In which case, I'm against this, because obviously if it's up to me, it doesn't bother me. Even when I'm really tired, it might wake me up, but obviously I have one room. This is my place. I got my fridge, and I live out of here and everything. So this is like their little bunk beds I set them up with. This cord is kind of not very long, but you can see it's got blankets and stuffed animals and whatnot. So they are pretty comfortable even when they're in there. And sometimes they've gotten in the habit lately of actually going in there, just like walking in there. Not so much Kenzie. Kenzie's also the one. No, even Kenzie. Last night I was letting her out, and then she just walked back in and laid down. So she walked back in, and then I shut the door, and then she laid down. But she doesn't like scratch or Rush gets she doesn't like it sometimes, so she starts scratching at the bars and stuff, and then, if I can tell she really wants to get out, I let her out, and if they know if they have to go to the bathroom, they'll do that. They'll make enough noise in the cage, and I'll let them out. They go to the bathroom, and then usually pretty quiet. My new thing that I've discovered is to not keep them in there the whole time, or the whole night while I'm sleeping, to put them in there for a little while for quiet time if they get loud, and then if they don't get loud, I don't put them in there, and then if they do get loud and I put them in there, I don't leave them in there. I give them another chance, and then if they get loud, I put them back in. I do that a few times before I'll actually keep them in the whole night instead of just, immediately doing that. So, hold on. So, that's basically that. My sinus is still clogged. I don't have to hold the camera. I don't exactly just put it down anywhere. I could, this has a long enough cord. You can see the cord over there, that bundle of cord on top of, over there. That cord is pretty long. I would guess it's hundreds of feet. I could probably, I definitely, hey. Kenzie, don't hurt her. They're fighting again. Sort of. I say they were fighting. Kenzie, when it goes up and bites her, and she doesn't really, I've seen her get really upset, so that's the thing. why she doesn't get more upset, right, Rushy? Why she doesn't get more upset? I was just moving the cage for her. Why she doesn't get more upset? Kenzie, I don't know, but she doesn't. She just simply runs away or walks away or is very dismissive of it and doesn't really get mad at her. So they really are, I guess, really friendly, you know? So, that's Deb. Yeah. So we got like 5 minutes into this. So what else? Trying to set up this camera so I don't have to keep figuring with it. At the same time, I don't want to hit any buttons on here on my sampler, but if I put it not down on the sample. Anyways, good enough. So, that's much better. Hopefully it stays there. It's like moving. It should be fine. Point is, so I'll go on about things. I'll just turn it a little bit. You can see my giant head. What I'm saying is, like, I could go on about mad stuff. I really need to do things today. I didn't sweep the floor, change the litter, or shower, which I want to do. I have to check my tomato seeds if they're germinating. I planted one seed in the dirt, and then one to germinate. The other plant is, I'll keep if I'm allowed. But it's basically just a decorative plant, more or less. I'm sure it has some kind of properties to the leaves, but that's the thing about a plant when you get into like saving lives and stuff. You save human, animal, insect, plant. You want to even save cellular life? So if a plant has some kind of fruit or something, eventually you have to learn. There's obviously a way. Karma would indicate. Karma isn't a pagan term or anything like that. It's more of a scientific law of that there's an equal and opposite reaction in things. And this just means that if you're starting at a 0 point and you go 1 up, there's some kind of charge that will also go 1 down at the exact same time in exact amount. So if you go 1 up in energy, whatever 1 may be, and it's impossible to tell the difference between. Not only is it impossible to tell the difference between going 1 up and going 1 down, it's just a difference of 1 from 0, but it also happens at the same time. So that's sort of if I say karma, that's the idea of it. Anyways, that would indicate that we actually shouldn't be killing any type of living thing, and down to a cell. And then even that the definition of living, once the definition of living is at a point where it changes. Okay, if a rock is living, then it can easily live forever, right? You just keep it away from corrosive water, and it's not gonna depending on the type of rock. It's really, like a granite stone. It's not gonna oxidate. It's not gonna. The oxygen won't rot it very quick. It'll take zillions or quadrillions of years. So, as long as it's, in a shoebox somewhere that's not too moist and stuff. That granite rocks could be, if it is alive, the law. In other words, the laws of preservation and such are become much easier. So it's really not a thing to actually have to preserve, and this is the problem that we have in things that when we start to actually consider them living. So it's not to say that rock isn't living, or that even an electron or whatnot isn't living, but it's just that those are easy to preserve. Electron maybe is different rule, but all in all, it becomes a different law and stuff as far as how you can so-called law or rule it or whatever you will call it as far as preserving it. So we're basically talking about cellular life and up, and even actually mitochondrial life. So yeah, cellular or semicellular, or actually, you know what I mean, microcellular, whatever. I actually am not a genius, and I don't know. I know what to me is common sense, and I know some things about things, but I don't go around memorizing things in general. I mean, I do, but I don't force myself to know any more than I think that I am required to know in order to do the tasks that I believe are necessary to maximize the potential of myself to preserve life of myself and things and anything around me or affected by me, which is everything. So yeah, that's okay. I'm glad it has a timer in here. That's convenient for me. I've been playing this game called City Mirage. I told you that it's a side-scrolling game, and it's one of these games that I've been playing this other game. It's a bootleg game. Obviously, in the Game Boy games, they had Super Mario 1, 2, 3, Super Mario Land 1, 2, and 3, and I think they had 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Right? Oh, yeah. Did they? It was 3 Wario Land. I don't remember. But anyways, it was like 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and then Wario Land. Anyways, it was Wario Land, and this one claims to be Super Mario 4. And they use the picture of Mario 64 with the wing cap, and they clearly have cut and pasted out the 6, so it just says 4. And it's not. It's on a bootleg cartridge that came from overseas that has about 4-in-1. It's one of these 4-in-1 games, so it has like 4 games on a little cartridge, and now it's just a little card that you plug in, download as many games you want, I guess, and then put it into the DS, and that's, or in a thing that goes in the DS, whatever. Anyways, this is before all that, and so the easy way to get lots of games was to have one of these cartridges. That usually, if it was a game that required memory, like I have one that's like all RPG games, and it doesn't have. They left out the memory, so it doesn't have memory. And if a game like Pokemon, if you have an old Pokemon cartridge, I have like 30 seconds to talk about this. If it loses memory ever, it says memory's corrupted. Try to open up the cartridge. I know it's hard. It has those things. Open it up and then look for the little watch battery and change the watch battery, and that should fix it. All right,